And pay respect to elders both past, present and emerging, and acknowledge that the sovereignty of this land is conceded. I'm reading two stories tonight, and the first one is the frozen soy flat white going into the kitchen bin. Where's Farron? About 3 years ago, a man in front of me at a cafe reminded me of what a tiring world we live in. Oh, we live in a tiring world. We do, I agreed. We were both waiting for our coffees. I had ordered a long black and he a soy flat white. I was wearing a pinstripe shirt and a green tweed skirt, and he had on a dressing gown, one almost the same as the dressing gown that my now wife has owned for nearly 10 years. A blue one with big white spots and a hood that she never puts over her head, but just always hangs down her back. He wore it just the same way. Why is it so tiring, do you think? I was not so prepared for this question. In fact, I had agreed with him specifically so as not to be queried further on the topic. I have found that when I disagree with people, they require me to explain myself. But when I agree with them, they simply do the explaining for me, and I can nod along. There's too much talking, I replied. He nodded along. I liked the man in the blue dressing gown with the big white spots and the hood that just hung there. I imagined being friends with him. I imagined us going to showings of movies from the 1910s at the nearby theatre and sitting one seat apart. I imagined us sitting at tables for four at high-end soup restaurants where people didn't slurp. I imagined introducing him to my wife and my wife nodding in approval of my good taste in people. While he kept nodding and I kept imagining, we both watched a cup of coffee on the counter transform into a cup of coffee in the hands of a man wearing a "hello, I am a very important man" suit and a "hello, I have very important things to do" tie. He snatched it up and said thanks to a barista who knew as well as he did that this thanks was acknowledging only the fulfillment of an expectation, but her forced smile indicated that this was in fact all she expected. She told him to have a good day, but he was already too far away to hear her well-wishing, let alone the malice she caked it with before flinging it off. "Shit, this is my wife's dressing gown," said the man in the dressing gown. And then he left. I took his coffee for him and nodded at the barista when they called out my imagined friend's name. It was Farron, hoping that I would run into him again. But I haven't yet, or at least I don't think I have. I'm not sure I would recognise Farron without the blue dressing gown with the big white spots and the hood that just hung there. And my second story is swallowing. I had told him before that I did not like chicken soup, but he made it anyway. "Chicken soup for dinner, makes you feel better." I want to give him a look. I thought about the look a lot before I came to the dinner table, when I was sitting in our room, the room we share. When I smelt the chicken and heard the bubbling, I thought that a look would be necessary. I find these looks difficult to give because I would like him to cook more often than he does, but I would also like for him to listen to me. I want to give him a mostly angry look, but include a small amount of positive reinforcement. Yesterday, I gave him a half grateful and a half "this is much too much" look, because he gave me a puppy. I find that look much easier to give. It comes more naturally to me because a puppy was really too much. I am not good enough for anyone to want to give me a puppy, but he gave me one. I was so grateful to him at that moment. It was easy to give him that look in return, and I could give that look every day if I had to. I hope that won't be necessary though. We only live in a small apartment, and there is definitely not room enough for more than 3 puppies, who will definitely want to turn into dogs someday. Maybe it will be different if we move to a house and we could give them each their own room. It's got bacon in it too! But the positive reinforcement part of this look comes much less naturally. I really do not like chicken soup, and so looking at it makes me want to cry. I take a spoonful of chicken soup and try hard to focus on storing the water to use for tears later. I try not to focus on the taste. "Do you like it?" I look over to the puppy, eating cheese that is past its use-by date. We gave him some yesterday too, and it is even further past its date today, and he looks like he is enjoying it just as much. "Well?" I nod while I look for my reflection in the chicken soup. It's not in there though. There are too many pieces of chicken for my face to reflect. I put another spoonful in my mouth and swallow. I really swallow. I even push my head towards him and away from my neck while I do it. I hope that he will not make chicken soup again.